Today on The Joy of Editing, I'm introducing TK Gradients, a free collection of gradients designed specifically for photo editing. Hello everyone and welcome to The Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly. In this video, I'll show you how to download and install the free TK Gradients from the TK Web Store specifically designed for photo editing. I'll also share a few examples to help you make the most of them. Let's dive in. The first thing you need to do is go to the TK Web Store. And to do that, go to the description of this video. And I realize what I'm showing you now is not this video, but go to the description and you will find this link right here, which when you click on it, takes you over to the TK Web Store. Now, once you get to the web store, what you want to do is scroll down and you're going to find TK Gradients. A set of 12 gradients that can be imported into Photoshop and then accessed using the gradient tool makes using common gradients more intuitive and efficient. And there's also a video showing you how to install it, which is actually the video you're watching now. But if you ever need a refresher, you could come back to the TK Web Store and click on this video link or go to my YouTube channel and find it there. Now, once you're here at the TK Web Store and you found TK Gradients, click right here. Click to download. And when you do, you'll be brought to this page. Click on download to download your TK Gradients. And next, we need to install them. And now we're going to go ahead and install the gradients into Photoshop. So here's what you need to do. Click on your gradient tool and then come up to the tool menu. And you see right here this drop down. Click on the drop down. Click on this gear icon and then come down and you see where it says import gradients, click on that. And now at this point, you need to point your file browser to wherever you downloaded your gradients to. After you find it, look for tkgradients.grd, click on that, and then click open. And now your gradients have been installed. If you don't see them, click right here and drag down and you can extend this panel size. And you'll find your TK Gradients at the very bottom. That's what happens when you import gradients. They go to the bottom of the list. So click right here, click and drag it up to the very top. Drag it above Basics and then click this triangle to open it up. And here are your TK Gradients. And you'll note we have 12 different gradients starting from white to black and ending with warm to cool. Now, these are the common gradients we would use when we're typically editing an image. Now, one very important note about these gradients, never check on reverse. These gradients are set up to be used just the way they are, so never check on reverse. If reverse is checked on, uncheck it. Now, let me give you a few examples of how to use these. I'm just going to stick with layer masks today. The color gradients I'll save for another time. Now, we're still using the gradient tool, and let me click this drop down again. All of these gradients starting from white to black down to transparent to black, these are all designed to be used for layer masking. I just wanted to point that out. A really good usage of the gradient tool is to close off the bottom of the image to darken it up a little bit and close off the top just to keep the viewer into the frame. I'll start by closing off the bottom of the image, just darkening it up a bit. We're going to come up to the multi-mask panel and click on the curves adjustment button. And as you can see, I have a curves adjustment layer with a white mask. I'm going to click this button on my combo panel. This puts a black hide all mask. Now I want to darken the bottom, right? So what I want to do is change the blend mode from normal to multiply. So I'll click this button right here. And now I have a curves adjustment layer in a multiply blend mode with a black mask. And take note, the layer mask is selected and I do have a gradient tool. If I didn't have the layer mask selected, for instance, I'm just going to click on the curves icon. And if I went and tried to draw a gradient here, watch what happens. I'd get a new gradient fill layer. In this case, that is not what I want. So I'm just going to go ahead and click the trash can for this layer on my combo or CX panel and get rid of that. So don't do that. Make sure your layer mask is selected and make sure you click on your gradient tool if it's not selected already. And now let's do it the right way. The layer mask is selected. I have a gradient tool. Come up to the gradient tool menu, click this drop down, and you want to make sure you use white to black. So click on that and then click on linear gradient. And again, never check on reverse. And then we can just click right here, click and drag up. Now, if you hold down on your shift key, you can constrain this to go straight. So we could drag this up to wherever we want. And we could click on this handle right here and adjust the way that graduates off. You see that? And then if you click on this line, you can drag this up and down. And then what I like to do right now, we can see this gradient adjustment here. If you click on this icon, that goes away. And then I'll usually come to the layer opacity and pull that layer opacity the whole way off and then just build it up slowly till it looks really natural, like somewhere right around there. Now, if you click on the mask again, you could see that adjustment and you can go ahead and readjust if you want. After you save out your image and come back into Photoshop, if you go onto the mask for this layer, the adjustment bar will no longer be there. But as long as you're still editing your image, you could go back and readjust this layer at any time. And now let's close down the top of this image, and I'll give you a tip to do this very quickly. Hold down your shift key, come to the Combo or CX panel, click on the multiply button. You're going to get a multiply brush. It's the same thing I made originally for the bottom close off. If you've made a multiply brush, you're going to need to come and click on the gradient tool button again. Make sure you have linear gradient on. Make sure you're using white to black, and then just click and drag down. I'm going to hold my shift key to constrain just like that, and I'll shut off this layer. Here's before, here's after. It's getting into the tree, so I could come up to the Combo or CX panel and click on the layer mask button. Click foreground, click minus to subtract it out. And now if I click the double arrow, you can see I've subtracted out that tree. So that's pretty cool. That's another tip for you. Click the double arrow again. We can see the image back. Remember, if you don't want to see this bar, just click on this icon right here. Now the effect is too strong, so I'm going to click right here and pull the layer opacity the whole way off, and then just build it up slowly and stop where I think it looks good, like maybe right around there. Let me shut off this layer. Here's before and here's after. I'm going to come back up to the gradient menu and click the drop down. Today I'm showing you this first gradient, which you will use a lot, white to black. And I want to show you one more gradient, and that is black to transparent. Now these are two gradients that I use all the time, so I really wanted to point those out in this video. These other gradients will come into play for different edits, but today I wanted to show you the ones you'll get a lot of mileage out of. And that's the white to black and the black to transparent. And finally, I want to show you the black to transparent gradient. I'm using this image that I've done a full edit on a past TK Friday. I always start out my full edits with a balance and contrast of the foreground. That's this layer. I'll turn it on. And let's go to the sky layer. I'll turn this layer on. And there's the sky layer. And basically, I have two masks on here. One for the foreground, one for the sky, that are intersected with mid-tones 3 luminosity masks. So they're pretty intricate masks. And if you look at the sky mask, I'll click on the double arrow button so you can see it. In this area right in here where the horizon meets the water, I just want to ease off on that sky adjustment, and we'll use the black to transparent gradient to do that. I'll click the double arrow button on my combo panel to go back to image view. Make sure the layer mask is selected. If not, click on it. Click on your gradient tool if it's not active, and then come up and make sure you're on gradient and not classic gradient. Click on the drop down and click on this last button, black to transparent. The black to white will not work. It'll destroy this mask, but the black to transparent will not. So click on black to transparent and make sure you have linear gradient clicked on. And now I'm going to click right here and drag up. See how I'm just easing off that horizon? Can you see that? And again, you can hold down your shift key to constrain that and just adjust this any way you want. And then you could take this bar. If you click right on the bar, you can drag this down. You can drag this up and see how it looks. And then if we click on this double arrow to see the mask, you can see I'm not destroying my mask. Watch, I'm going to drag this up. See that? It's only fading it off in the area where I want it to, right in here. Let me click the double arrow again. Now, let me just drag this up and down a little bit to see just where I want it. And I think I want it like right there. Now, if we don't want to see this bar, click on the curves icon. And now you can see this area is not quite as dark as it was before. Let me shut off this sky adjustment layer. Here's before and here's after. And that looks really good. So this is a really good tip when you just want to protect your horizon area a little bit. Well, there it is. Now you know how to get the new free TK gradients and you know how to install them. I recommend that you grab them. Hey, and if you're over at the web store, if you purchase anything, use my promo code DK15. You'll save 15% off your entire purchase. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. If you did, please give it a like and share it with your friends. And if you're not yet a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe. Click that bell notification icon. Click all so that you'll receive all notifications. And then every time I upload a new tutorial, you'll get notified about it. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me today in the Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly. I'll see you all right here next time. But until then, happy editing.